So at Givsly, we started the company in 2019 really to connect people on kindness, or what we say as shared values, right? My background was being a sales leader at various tech companies. And one of the things that we would do is we would go and connect with our clients rather than always just doing a happy hour or a sporting event or things like that. We would go and volunteer with them or do something that was really about connecting on shared values, something that was more meaningful and giving back to the community. And so that's a big piece of our business today, but we've also expanded that into media so that when people run media campaigns with us, we donate a certain amount of money. And we also have creative formats that really help brands showcase those values to tap into this rise of conscious consumers who are really voting with their wallet and purchasing from brands that align with their own personal values.
Now, purpose-led marketing has been around for a little bit. It really seems to be gaining traction, especially with marketers. Why is that happening now?
Well, I think that there's this trend of conscious consumerism where people, like I said, are voting with their wallets. And especially when a brand seems to take an action that the consumer feels isn't authentic with what they've done in the past. And so I think that really what we call is values-based marketing, we kind of stay away from words like purpose and good and CSR and ESG, things like that I think have really gotten a bad rap, or it's not as tangible in how this actually drives sales. And so from that standpoint, that is really where we're focused, is really going in and educating marketers to say, listen, this is actually a consumer trend. And this is a way that you can tap into those consumers in a way that's actually going to add to your sales. So I think that you're seeing consumers really think about it differently and evolve as we're kind of in this moment where I think we're being forced to think about it differently.
And talk about that, the moment we're in terms of the shift into kindness and transparency. Why are marketers really prioritizing this now?
Because I think that they see that it actually impacts their sales. I mean, look at what's happened with Target, look at what's happened with Bud Light. And it is on both sides. I think a lot of people sometimes think this is a liberal woke thing that is happening, but when you really think about what happened with Bud Light, that was a conservative movement. Both sides are doing it. Just because one side calls it woke doesn't mean that both sides aren't behaving this way. And so it's really a way of consumers saying, and I do it all the time, oh, this brand supports me as a human, and so I'm going to support them by giving them my money.
Okay. And how do you balance that need for performance with the goal of bringing more humanity into the media buying experience?
I think that's really the beautiful thing that we're seeing at Givsly, especially with our media product, is you don't have to sacrifice one or the other. We are actually finding that brand awareness goes up, video completions go up, that in-store visitation for QSRs are going up to 30% with our campaigns, and it's all because those brands are taking these strategies to say, hey, come buy my product, but also this is what we stand for when we support communities. So it's really combining that strategy together so that you don't have to sacrifice brand versus performance.
So would you say kindness is the new KPI?
I would say that kindness is the strategy to get to the KPI, which should always be outcomes or sales, right? Like, I don't think that kindness or values is the core KPI. I think it is the strategy that gets you to better performance of whatever your KPI is.
What excites you in the year ahead in terms of kindness and transparency and this whole trend?
I think that it is marketers seeing that there is a better way, right? We are definitely seeing that resonate. I am very vocal on the fact that I think cause marketing needs to evolve. Like, me walking down the beach, picking up some plastic water bottles isn't really going to drive me to the shelf per se. But with our products, what we do is say, hey, you're advertising butter, advertise that butter, but also show how this ad is going to support feeding America and food insecurity. And so what we find is that the consumer feels some sort of satisfaction and more of a deeper connection to the brand that then drives them to the shelf to actually purchase because they feel that accountability. So I think what excites me is seeing marketers understand this consumer shift, but also just realizing that in this moment, no matter what side you sit on, I think people are really looking for optimism and positive things in their day-to-day and a way of influencing communities without adding a lot more to their plate. And so that's really a big objective of ours.